Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to McConnelltown Playhouse. At this time, we ask that you turn your cell phones off so that you do not disturb your friends or neighbors. Well, our story begins tonight with a man trying to win a Christmas light contest. But guess what? He attracts an alien spaceship. Woo! Well, the question quickly becomes, they're arriving, getting off the spaceship. Are they going to be friendly, or is it going to be war? Ooh. Now, tune your ears up, because we're off to a flying start. Our show tonight is called Joy to Other Worlds. Welcome it. Enjoy your evening, and Merry Christmas.
Come on now, get out of there, you Yuletide yucks. Get out of there, you North Pole nincompoop. Come on now.
Well, I see somebody's in the Christmas spirit.
You're holly jolly right, I'm in the Christmas spirit. And do you know why? Because this is gonna be the year. You hear that, Henderson? This is gonna be the year.
You say that every year, dear.
Yes, but this year I have a secret weapon.
I hope it doesn't involve open flame for the Christmas star. You know what the fire department had to say about that last year.
It was only one tree. And besides, we probably needed to replace those shingles on the roof anyway.
Well, when the song says, chestnuts roasting on an open fire, somehow I don't think that's what they had in mind. Unless that was a chestnut tree and not a Norway maple. Oh, well, but at least you made the papers.
Now, don't remind me, but that is not the way that I want to make them this year.
I know, dear, and someday I'm sure you'll win that Christmas lights contest the Herald has.
No, not someday, this day. Because today I have the power of superior engineering.
We're back! We've got it!
Mission accomplished.
You'll never believe what he's got this year. It's amazing. I mean, not as amazing as what you'll have, but it's still pretty amazing.
Whoa, wait. Where have you girls been?
Intelligence gathering.
Spying on the neighbors.
Spying?
Just a little recon.
Mary went undercover and I went under the bushes.
Undercover?
I had told his wife that he'd ordered cookies.
A whole crate of them.
Thin mints, Samoas, peanut butter sandwiches, and a small listening device with a transmitter.
Wait, is that where the TV remote went?
No. Sacrifices must be made. So, what did you find out? What is Henderson up to this year?
Plastic Santa Claus on the roof.
Predictable.
And Rudolph's nose blinks.
Of course, what else?
Angels in the trees, elves outside the garage, polar bears, penguins, sugar plum fairies, toy soldiers, trains, various other cartoon characters.
Any nativity scene?
Possibly. Unconfirmed at this time.
But he's got 2 Santa Clauses.
2 Santas? Sacrilege.
Also dancing candy canes, singing snowmen, and something that may possibly resemble a fruitcake, but it's difficult to verify.
That sounds familiar.
And gnomes. Tell him about the gnomes.
Gnomes?
Yes, gnomes.
A whole army of them.
No, not gnomes.
Inflatable ones.
You sure they're not elves?
Gnomes. Definitely gnomes.
That light up.
We even brought back a prisoner.
No! Get that thing out of my sight! Oh, how am I ever gonna keep the lights and the... Deep breath. Deep, cleansing breath. Snap out of it, man. You've got a plan. Stick to the plan.
What's your plan, Dad?
Need to know basis.
Right. Foot soldier on the war on Christmas.
Eve's right. What is your plan, dear?
What else? Fight fire with fire.
You're gonna set the whole neighborhood on fire again?
It wasn't the whole neighborhood. They all just came out to watch.
And cheer. I remember them cheering.
Yes, but then the fire trucks arrived.
So, what's your plan?
Wattage. More wattage. More wattage than Henderson could ever even comprehend. We're not just talking about kilowatts, we're talking megawatts, gigawatts, maybe even gigawatts.
Oh, that reminds me. The power company sent us a Christmas card. They say they're thinking about naming their new nuclear power plant after you.
Does this mean I have to use all the money from my lemonade stand to pay the light bill again?
Quiet. At least they haven't used your college fund yet.
Oh, Eve, that reminds me. We need to talk.
What?
Don't worry about that right now. If they can give out a scholarship for throwing a football, they can sure give out a scholarship for throwing a switch. Here, now, Eve, I want you to plug your end into here, and Mary, you can plug your end into here.
What is this?
It's a power cord. What's it look like?
It's a mighty big power cord.
Yeah, well, I made some adjustments since last year.
This is some adjustment.
Fine. The question is, how do we increase our peak supply and demand for electricity without overloading the household circuitry? Now, by using some leftover copper wire that I scavenged from an old construction site, I've bypassed the municipal, connected directly to the municipal utility grid, and then rigged up a simple distribution system to cascade the flow down into a series of breakers that in turn supply the external units.
So, in other words, you're siphoning off electricity from the power company without paying for it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Works for me.
And did I mention that I have it all synchronized to music? Joy to the world.
That one about the bullfrog, Jeremiah, who likes to drink wine?
No. Jeremiah's Old Testament. This is the other one.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Ready?
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 Ready, willing, and able, sir.
All right then.
Are you sure this is a good idea? Last year the FAA complained your lights interfered with air traffic.
And NASA complained they were so bright that the astronauts on the International Space Station had a hard time sleeping.
Only the Russian ones. What do you expect?
All right. They're Christmas lights. What's the worst that could happen?
Well, I guess you've got a point there.
3, 2, 1.
Scene change!
It can't be. It just can't be. But it is.
Quiet in the Alpha Quadrant. All quiet in the Beta Quadrant. All quiet in the Gamma Quadrant. All quiet in the Delta Quadrant. All quiet in the Epsilon Quadrant. Wait. How are there 5 quadrants? Oh well. Close enough for government work.
Commander Zork! Commander Zork! Where is Commander Zork? I must speak with Commander Zork, now!
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Slow down, Ensign. What's going on?
It's happened, sir. I've seen it. We got it right here. You won't believe this. It's happened.
What's happened? What are you talking about?
We just saw,
Okay, easy there. Take a deep breath.
Sorry. I knew you'd want to hear this right away. Sorry.
Better now?
Yeah, thanks.
All right then. Spit it out, Ensign.
Well, as you know, sir, we've been conducting deep space surveillance across the spectrum, searching for signs of intelligent life.
Of course, I'm familiar with the project.
Well, we think we found something.
You have? You know we've had false alarms before.
This is no false alarm, sir.
Well, what is it? A chemical signature in the atmosphere. You know those can often be misleading.
It's a translation, sir. A transmission, sir, from the third planet of an otherwise inconsensual star in the spiral arm of the Milky Way.
Ooh, a transmission? What kind? What frequency are you monitoring? Is it a repeating pattern? We searched for years for a transmission of any kind.
It's definitely a repeating pattern, sir, but it's not exactly on a frequency.
Not on a frequency? What are you talking about?
It's lights, sir.
Lights?
Yes, sir. It's like some kind of signal. At first we thought it was some kind of nova or supernova, but it was brighter than anything we've ever seen from the sector. Then it started blinking in a pattern, just like some kind of coded message.
And you're sure this isn't just inoculation of some sort by some far-off moon or minor planet?
Definitely not, sir. The pattern is too far complex for that.
Complex? How?
It's hard to explain, sir. We've run it through every computer analysis we have. It's possibly some kind of sonic register in which the sequence of lights corresponds to a series of sounds in some kind of alphabet we don't understand.
Well, what does the Universal Translator say? Have you tried that?
Yes, sir. It's given us several possible translations, all pretty much guesses. You understand?
Well, out with them.
It either says we have 3-headed alternate females for sale. Cheap. Act now.
Interesting. A mercantile species. We could do business with them.
Or it says, surrender now, you miserable alien slime, before we turn your planet into smoking cinder of radioactive waste.
All right. Maybe we won't do business with them.
Or, well, I think we can skip this one.
Well, what's it say?
The last one makes no sense. It must be some kind of garble.
Well, come on, let's hear it anyways.
It says, joy to the world.
Joy to the world. What kind of nonsense is that?
I told you, it was probably garble.
Or a code.
A code, you think?
To alert their sleeper cells, or their robotic horde we haven't detected yet, possibly cloaked behind some dust cloud. We can't take any chances. We have to organize an invasion fleet immediately. Strike them before they strike us.
Yes, sir.
I'll make sure you're put in for a commendation, Ensign.
Yes, sir, but what if we're wrong? About the translation?
Wrong? Huh. Well, in that case, I see a three-headed Altrian female in your future.
Oh.
Thank goodness you spotted that light, Zog. You may have just saved our entire species from annihilation.
Thank you, sir. Just doing my job, sir. It was rather easy, actually. It was very bright.
Hey, scene change. Hey, it's time for the scene change. Scene change.
What do you think? Does it need a few more lights up top? Maybe some more wattage.
Any more megawattage and you'll drain the power grid into 3 states.
Ah, you're exaggerating.
No, no, it's true. Authorities in tri-state area investigate unexplained power drain.
Oh.
Rolling brownouts imperil Christmas displays.
Well, they can just come here then.
Governors consider state of emergency.
Well, now that's just overreacting.
Oh, wait. And then there's this.
What's this?
Let's see. It's either the family newsletter from Aunt Millie or a petition signed by all the neighbors protesting how bright it is. It's a petition. Oh, look. Your Aunt Millie signed it too. Oh. She even sent along her fruitcake recipe. Oh, she says she'll make you one if you cut the lights off.
Not much of an incentive.
And she says she'll make you 2 if you don't.
You know, Aunt Millie sure does know how to drive a hard bargain.
You realize we already have a closet full of your Aunt Millie's fruitcakes.
Well, where else am I supposed to put them? It's not nice to throw out a gift.
Dear, those aren't gifts.
Besides, it's not my fault that the trash men refuse to take them. How was I supposed to know that they're considered hazardous waste?
Mayday, mayday, all forces to DEFCON 1. Or, wait, is it DEFCON 5? I don't know. Anyway, mayday, mayday.
Now what? He hasn't added more inflatables, has he? I knew I should have added more inflatables.
We just saw the most awesome inflatable ever.
That does it. I need more megawattage. The governors in those other 3 states will just have to declare their own states of emergency. It'll give them something to do.
It's a weather balloon.
A weather balloon? That's not very Christmassy.
And the King Kong hanging off the chimney is?
Hey, he's got some mistletoe in his hand.
I think that's supposed to be Fay Ray.
Ah, whatever.
It's not a weather balloon, it's a flying saucer.
Like I said, it's a weather balloon.
And a whole row of little green men.
Actually, those were the gnomes.
Oh.
The green men were more about like this size. They weren't very convincing.
Going for a Roswell theme, is he? Well, fine. I'll just go all Area 51 on him then.
The only difference is Area 51 is supposed to be secret. I think everybody in the world knows about this place.
Well, then why haven't I seen any of the judges yet? That's what I'd like to know.
Maybe even other worlds.
And they move.
What moves?
The aliens.
What do you mean they move? Don't all inflatables move?
Not like these.
So how do these ones move? Is it like an undulation like this? Or is it more of a gyration like this?
Harold!
What?
At least when you did that at the block party last year, we could blame it on the eggnog.
Fine, whatever. Just so you know, this will not stand. You hear me, Henderson? This will not stand.
Dad, it's not Henderson.
What do you mean it's not Henderson?
I mean, it's in that vacant lot on the corner.
What's Henderson doing putting lights up there? That's cheating. I knew Henderson was a cheater.
What are you gonna do? Are you gonna blow it up? Huh? Are you going to blow it up? If you're going to blow it up, can I help? Please?
Hey, well, what's with all this talk of blowing things up? If you ask me, we've got too many blow-ups around here already.
Mom, I don't think she means that kind of blowing up.
Well, I'd like to see some more things unblown up.
Now, I've told you after I beat Henderson. After I beat Henderson.
And whoever it is who has that weather balloon on the corner.
I'm telling you, it's not a weather balloon.
It is a pretty awesome one, though.
All right, that does it.
You're going to give up and admit defeat.
Of course not. I'm going to go over and have a look at whatever this weather balloon thing is. Bad enough I've got to compete with Henderson. Now we've got some other interloper trying to horn in on the action.
If reindeers had horns, would hunters shoot them? And if they did, does this mean Santa would have to eject from his sleigh? Maybe that's the Christmas exhibit you need. Santa shot down behind enemy lines. He could have emergency flares and everything.
Eve, you really need to lay off the sugar.
Although Santa's kind of fat. What if the parachute couldn't hold him up? Splat, right there in the middle of the mall parking lot. Toys scattered everywhere, just like a busted piñata. Then you could have all the ambulance lights flashing.
You know, that would get me points for originality.
It might also get you in trouble with the homeowners association again.
It still wouldn't be as awesome as the flying saucer in the corner.
Weather balloon.
All right, whatever it is, let's go see this thing.
I'll lead the way.
It's called taking the point.
I bet whoever has this display is going to get a lot of points.
You all go right ahead. I'll stay right here. There's always a crowd when the judges come around to look at the lights. Of course, it's usually in the form of a mob shouting, "Turn those things off!" I just love the sights and sounds of Christmas.
Yes, Dreidel? All right.
Attention, invasion fleet. This is the commander speaking. We've arrived at our destination, the source of what could be an existential threat to the entire galaxy, the likes of which none have seen before. We may be forced to fumigate the entire planet to exterminate these dangerous pests, to prevent from spreading. But before we take extreme action, a very brave scout team, led by our own Lieutenant Zag, has volunteered for what could be a suicide mission to investigate the source of this extreme magnitude. Be on the ready for action on my order.
Commander Zork, I've been doing some more research on that signal, and...
Not now, Ensign. That scout team is in position.
But sir, this may be important.
Is it another threat? This miserable species appears to like issuing threats.
No, sir. It's definitely not a threat.
An offer to negotiate, then. There's still a chance we could make them trading partners. A very infinitesimal chance, mind you, but...
No, sir. Definitely nothing commercial in here.
Well, then it can wait.
But, sir...
I said it can wait. Can't you see the fate of the entire universe hangs in balance? Lieutenant Zag, report. Tell me what you see.
It's
what?
It's very bright. Ah, that's better now.
Well, describe your surroundings.
We've landed in what appears to be a cluster of rectangular structures, perhaps habitations of some sort. one of which is a source of very mysterious lights.
What can you tell us about the inhabitants? Are they vicious, completely and thoroughly hostile? Any redeeming qualities whatsoever?
Commander Zork, there's something I think you should know.
I told you, not now. We're in the midst of a very delicate operation here.
Well, we haven't actually seen any of the creatures, but from the architecture, which I must say is quite flimsy, this appears to be a very primitive species.
Primitive? Explain.
It appears to definitely be a pagan culture, with a strong preference of erecting idols in public spaces. Their deity appears to be a large man in a red suit with a vast profusion of facial hair.
Wait, this facial hair, it's on the red suit?
No, it's on the man in the red suit.
Okay, very good. Zog, make a note to require grammatical grammar training for all officers with a particular emphasis on dangling participles and misplaced modifiers.
Yes, sir, but
Lieutenant Zag, you may proceed.
There appears to be idols to this deity erected on or about each of the rectangular structures. There's the large man in the red suit on a roof, riding on some sort of animal-powered transportation device that predates the wheel. There he is with a personal storage container from which he appears to be extracting colorful boxes with bows on them. Oh, there he is. Oh, wait, what's this one? This is odd. It's a baby in what looks like some kind of agricultural building, surrounded by some strange animals with most curious humps on their backs. That will require some investigating. But anyways, there's a large man in the red suit again.
Any weapons you can identify? Subatomic particle disruptors, molecular fusion grinders, gravity well warheads, that sort of thing?
Commander Zork, I've translated more of the signal I found. There's something fascinating in the rest of the message.
I told you not now. This could be a very dangerous species. We need to assess the nature of the threat they might pose. I know you did outstanding work in helping us locate the civilization, if we can call it that, but we're not here to study their linguistics. We're here to evaluate and most likely exterminate.
No, sir, no weapons visible, although there are some airfield totems of what appear to be soldiers in bright red uniforms with remarkably square jaws.
Square jaws for the uniform? That's a very interesting fashion choice.
No. I mean, the soldiers have square jaws.
So it's a militarized society then. Zog, make another note about the grammar training.
Duly noted. But sir, the translation.
You stop going on about the translation. What could possibly be so important than the threat to turn half the entire galaxy into a smoking ruin?
Alert, alert! Our readings indicate a life form approaching.
Well, according to the translation.
I said not now. We have an emergency. Lieutenant Zag, be ready for any outcome.
Scout team's armed and ready.
Can you identify the life form? Does it appear to have hostile intent?
Commander, it's possible the life form has come to...
Talk to the digital extremities.
We have visual contact in the life form.
Describe what you see, Ensign. And note the first time of contact for the historical record.
Yes, sir, but...
Life form appears to be fully bipedal.
It's on a bicycle?
No, negative. I mean, it's walking upright.
Clearly a sign of an advanced species. It might make it even more dangerous than a primitive one. Can you tell? Is it armed?
Affirmative. Life form is definitely armed.
Well, that's a clear sign of an aggressive species. You have my authorization to fire at will.
2 arms, in fact.
Are you able to tell what sort of weapons the life form has?
What? No weapons, just arms and legs.
Ensign, make a note. The Language Council really should do something about all these double meanings.
Yes, sir. But first I need to tell you...
Alert, alert! Life form is holding an unidentified object.
Belay that order, Ensign. Life form may be armed in another way after all. Lieutenant Zag, can you describe the object?
It's metallic in appearance.
Iron Age species at best?
Flat in shape and possibly circular.
An unknown type of weapon. Perhaps it is an advanced species after all.
Life form appears to be gesturing in our direction.
What sort of gesture? Hostile? Aggressive? Threatening?
Sir, based on the translation, it's very possible.
Life form appears to be suggesting some sort of parlay.
That would match the translation.
A parlay? Be careful it's not a trick.
I believe, based on the translation, they want to surrender.
I'm going in.
Wait, Lieutenant Zag, repeat that? Lieutenant Zag. Lieutenant Zag, report in. Lieutenant Zag? Come in, Lieutenant Zag. Are you all right, Lieutenant Zag? Can you hear me, Lieutenant Zag? It's a trick! They've taken our scout team captive. Or worse.
It could just be they're attempting to communicate.
What? Wait, for all we know, these could be cannibals. Right now, they could be putting Lieutenant Zag in a stew pot. Or, well, a microwave if they're so technologically advanced. Surrender. I'll show you what surrender looks like. Battle stations, prepare to fire at my command. Concentrate all laser pulses around the landing party. We'll show those savages a thing or two. On my mark. Ready? Aim.
Don't shoot!
What? Give me one good reason, Ensign.
Because I think they want to make you king.
King? What are you talking about?
It's right here. Remember the nonsense version I got? Well, I've been able to translate the second line, and it goes like this. Joy to the world. That's some kind of universal greeting in the first line. Then there are some words I can't make out yet. But then the second line seems to be, let Earth receive her king.
King, you say?
I think it means they're prepared to surrender and accept you as their ruler.
Well then. Battle stations, remain at the ready. Are you sure the word is king? Anything about emperor? How about sultan? Sultan of the Stars has a nice ring to it. I wonder, what happened to Lieutenant Zag?
So where are all these inflatables you were talking about?
I don't know. They were right here.
I bet Henderson stole them. You can't trust that Henderson.
I'm pretty sure this isn't a weather balloon.
Never saw one like that before.
It really does look like a flying saucer, doesn't it?
I suppose. Not very realistic, though. Flying saucers are supposed to be, well, more saucer-like. This one looks like it was designed by a government committee.
The weather agency is a government agency, you realize.
At least it's got flashing lights running all around it.
Typical government project for you. They took a simple weather balloon and turned it into something with more flashing lights than a casino in Las Vegas.
I wonder where they got this, though.
Look, it's got writing on the side.
What's it say?
I don't know. I can't make it out.
Classic. Now the government is even outsourcing our weather balloons.
I don't think that's Chinese.
Well, I don't know what else it could be.
Well, duh. Isn't it obvious?
What do you mean?
Clearly it's Japanese.
Oh.
Or maybe Korean.
I was thinking maybe that other language that starts with a K.
What's that?
Duh, Klingon.
Or Viceroy. That's one you don't hear very often. Viceroy of the Vector. What do you think?
I think we haven't heard from Lieutenant Zag for a while.
Zag? Zag? Oh, that Zag. Yeah, he'll be fine. Might have some difficulty with the language, but I'm sure he'll be able to work something out.
Oh, have another. Oh, and if you like those so much, I have just the thing. Here, why don't you try this? Oh, it's some of Aunt Millie's fruitcake. Don't worry, don't worry. She used real flour this time to make this one. That time she got confused and used concrete mix. That was just a one-time thing. At least I think this is the right one.
Ooh, what's this one? I don't remember this one before.
Oh, maybe it's somebody new.
I don't even remember there being a house here.
To tell you the truth, I still don't see a house here.
But I definitely see Christmas lights.
Are you sure those are Christmas lights?
What do you mean? It's Christmas. They're lights. Of course they're Christmas lights.
It's kind of abstract, don't you think? I think it looks more like a flying saucer than Christmas lights.
Ooh, as long as it's not one of those horrendous displays we saw back there at the other two houses. Oh!
Of course, might be kind of symbolic in a way. You know, the universe, universal peace, something like that.
Ooh, very understated. Just one row of flashing lights. Rather tasteful. Actually, I like it.
Shall we go up to the door and knock and let them know they've won?
Ooh, let's!
Yoo-hoo! This must be one of those prefab homes.
Oh, you're in costume. Oh, definitely a winner. Oh, and green blood too. Oh, definitely another nice touch.
Well, that was a waste of time.
I'm sorry to hear that, dear.
Just some cheap model of a flying saucer.
It didn't look cheap to me.
To be honest, it wasn't even really that realistic.
And all the really cool inflatables were gone anyway.
Oh, that's too bad.
You can bet Henderson's behind it somehow. Probably trying to get rid of the competition so it's just me and him. You know, now that I think of it, maybe Henderson isn't that bad after all. Way to go, Henderson! Just you and me, buddy. You and me. Me and Henderson, like this. So, any sign of the judges yet?
No sign of the judges. But I did run into somebody in the strangest costume. They were all green from head to toe. They must have been some kind of elf. Oh, but the good news is, I got rid of all of Aunt Millie's fruitcake.
What do you suppose this is?
All the tests we've run have proven inconclusive.
Most curious. Perhaps it's a primitive form of building material. It does seem to be rather durable.
Its composition defies scientific analysis.
Has Lieutenant Zag recovered from his injuries yet?
The medical staff believes he will recover, but he did suffer both stabbing and attempted poisoning.
Or perhaps this is some kind of weapon? It clearly has no other value.
They tried to kill me!
Lieutenant, welcome back! I assure you, I'll be putting you in for the highest commendation.
I don't care about commendations. I just want to get out and away from this place.
Now, Lieutenant, it's probably just a misunderstanding. First contacts are, well, by their nature, fraught with peril.
The indigenous species stabbed me and then pinned this decoration on me. I mean, it's rather pretty, though.
There. Ensign Zog here assures me their intentions are quite peaceful. They were merely attempting to surrender to show their respect by offering you some...
The medical team had to extract 3 of my teeth.
Okay, perhaps something was lost in translations?
Speaking of translations.
Yes! Do they have a new title for me? They want to make me their king, you know.
Actually?
Yes. Raja of the Rock. Saw of the Sun, and all the solid matter within its gravitational zone. Subspecies think a long title conveys more solemnity. Ooh, wait! How about this one? Potentate of the planet. That's got a nice ring to it. Rather like the alliteration.
We've been doing some more analysis, and it seems we might have been a wee bit of error in the first translation.
Oh, they don't want to make me their potentate? Poobah works just as good, as long as it's a grand Poobah.
It doesn't appear now that they want to make you king at all.
They don't? Well, what do they want to make me?
Unless your name is Jeremiah and you are some sort of amphibious creature.
Amphibious creature?
But they do want to make you a good friend, and they do offer to share some wine.
Wine? Is that anything like a...
Quite possibly.
Well, then we only have one course of action left.
Yes, sir.
We need to get out of here as quickly as possible.
Yes, sir.
Lieutenant Zag, set a course for heading home.
Gladly, sir.
Ooh, and look at this. It's a replica of a command center. Isn't that just cute?
Who is she and what is all this?
I think he deserves not just best in show, but also people's choice.
Oh,
Intruder alert! Intruder alert! Will security come clear the bridge?
Care for some fruitcake?
oh, thank you.
Don't mind if I do.
Mm.
I think you're right. Maybe it is some kind of weapon.
Maximum power, escape velocity in 3, 2, 1.
Too bad we never got to meet the bullfrog named Jeremiah.
Commander Zork, you're on mute. Commander Zork, you're on mute.
Whoops. Viceroy of the Vector. What do you think?
I
Strands up top, a little more megawattage maybe. What do you guys think? Need more lights? Maybe a couple more listening devices?
Oh, yes, listening devices for sure.
I actually didn't print out this part of the script, so I'm
Well,
not
let's
sure what
skip
I'm
it.
supposed to say. That's there. There we go. Okay, page 12. Okay, I have 13. I just missed
Oh.
page 12. Go ahead, Jen. Put that up
Oh.
again, if you don't mind. Oh, any more mega wattage and you'll drain the power grid in 3 states.